What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are going to be doing the NFL first round mock draft. That's right. I've done a couple NFL videos before, but I thought this would be an interesting one to tackle. So this video is going to be on the longer side, but stay tuned because you're going to want to hear every pick of the 31 picks that I predict. That's a tongue twister. My goodness. But yes, I figured, why not? Let's do a mock draft. I loved doing the NFL videos, and this might be my last one for a while, unfortunately, because the season ended, but we'll be back in September. So with that being said, let's dive right in. With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select quarterback CJ Stroud from Ohio State. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I had Bryce Young #1 for a while, but the switch of the picks made me switch the quarterbacks. I think CJ Stroud is going to land in Carolina because, let's be real, Carolina hasn't exactly had a great run of quarterbacks lately with Darnold and Mayfield and everybody else they've tried to get to be their franchise guy. So I think Stroud to Carolina is the likely landing spot, and he showed me a lot in that college football semifinal playoff. So I think he could be good for the Panthers, but we shall see. With the second overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select quarterback Bryce Young, Alabama. Yes, we are going back-to-back quarterbacks off the bat, people. It's the same thing with the Texans. They thought they had the guy, and they've been struggling to find that quarterback, that franchise quarterback, ever since Watson left. And the Heisman winner, Bryce Young, could be that guy to get them back on the path to the playoffs. They were a very good team for a while, but they could never get past the first round. Bryce Young, second overall pick to the Houston Texans. With the third overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select linebacker Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. Yes, the Cardinals need a lot of help, let's be real. And this player's comparison, Tyree Wilson, is being compared to Jadeveon Clowney. Now, that's an interesting comparison. A lot to live up to, but I feel like in the right system, which this could be, he could help the Cardinals a lot. The Cardinals are struggling, and really, they've been disappointing the last few years. They have a lot of weapons. They have a decent quarterback, and they just can't get it done for whatever reason. But with Tyree Wilson coming in, this could be the start to something good for the Arizona Cardinals. With the fourth pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select quarterback Anthony Richardson. Now, before we get into this, Anthony Richardson could fall. He might not go top 5. I'm being brutally honest. I could see him falling, but I could also see him going to the Colts. The Colts need a lot of help at quarterback. Matt Ryan, they signed Matt Ryan, and he wasn't exactly young, so that's why they're in this predicament. I'm going to be honest, his stats aren't that good. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if he falls. But for some reason, he is high on a lot of charts. So would I be shocked if he falls? Like I said, absolutely not. But the fourth pick, Anthony Richardson to the Indianapolis Colts. With the fifth pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders, almost at Oakland, select quarterback Will Levis, or Will Levis, as I like to say. This is another guy that could fall. His stats aren't exactly eye-popping and senior, but I got made fun of by my friend and my editor, you'll see this, Ryan, for putting him as a quarterback after the Jimmy G signing. But it seems like the Raiders could be preparing for the future because Jimmy G hasn't exactly been the most reliable guy. But Will Levis, or Levi, Ryan's going to be mad about that one. He's being compared to Ryan Tannehill, and I'm not sure if that's exactly good. Yeah. But I think he's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders' next quarterback, and just in case Jimmy G goes down, he'll be thrown in, and we'll see. With the sixth pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select defensive end, Jalen Carter from Georgia. Now, this guy has a lot of baggage, to say the least. If you're watching the NFL, you know what that baggage is. He could have been the number 1 pick, but he's going to fall. And for some reason, he's only met with teams in the top 10. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or a good thing on his part. 6'3", 300 pounds. He was a monster at Georgia, but most of the defensive guys are at Georgia. Personally, I don't want to see this guy in my division, but I see this as the likely landing spot for him. Jalen Carter is a monster on the field, and 7 sacks, just all over the place. And he could have been the number 1 pick if he didn't have his baggage. But Detroit Lions, Jalen Carter. With the 7th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks, who, good on them for picking here, man. They got Geno, they got rid of Wilson, and they're picking here. They select Kalijah Kancey, defensive tackle, Pittsburgh. This dude's a monster, to say the least. 14 sacks, 30 tackles for loss, and I think Seattle is heading in the right direction, and he would help that defense tremendously. Like I said, Seattle is heading in the right direction. Much better than Denver. Who would have thought? But he can definitely help this defense. He's being compared to Grady Jarrett. I think he could get a better comparison. But like I said, 14 sacks, just monster on the field. And I can't remember the last time a Pittsburgh guy was drafted top 10. Might be forgetting something, but I don't know. But Kalijah Kancey to the Seattle Seahawks. With the 8th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jaxon Smith-Njigba. That is a tongueful. Wow. But 43 touchdowns in 2022, man. And Ohio State was so successful, and they were that close to making it to the national championship. Makes sense with this team. Titans, they haven't exactly had a great wide receiver since A.J. Brown, and he's being compared to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I could see that comparison for sure. But yeah, Jaxon Smith-Njigba would help the Titans tremendously. Now, I think they need a quarterback. That's just my opinion. We'll get into that later. But yeah, I see him as a likely landing spot with the Tennessee Titans. They need all the weapons they can get. With the 9th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears, who originally had the number 1 pick, but they traded, select wide receiver from TCU, Quentin Johnston. Now, this dude had a monster season. I'm going to say monster a lot. TCU had a great season, as you could tell, besides them getting trashed in the national championship. Over 1,000 yards. He's being compared to Martavis Bryant. Hopefully that's not the case, because Martavis Bryant could not stay on the field. But 17 yards a catch, over 17 yards a catch. So Quentin Johnston would help the Bears tremendously, and maybe would get Justin Fields up to that next level. We'll see. With the 10th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Will Anderson, edge from Alabama. This guy could help their defense tremendously. That was their downfall last year. They had, I wouldn't say a weak defense, but it could be better. 17 sacks, 51 tackles for loss. This dude can be a great player. He might even go higher in this draft for all I know. I wouldn't be shocked if him and Tyree Wilson swap positions. So he could really be a top 3 pick. But I have him going to the Eagles at number 10. For the 11th pick, I had the Falcons and the Titans swapping. So that's why the Titans were picking at 8. And that's why the Falcons were picking at 11. Just a mini trade, nothing crazy. But with the 11th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Lukas Van Ness, defensive end, Iowa. 10.5 sacks, 36 tackles for loss. The Falcons need so much help, and he's being compared to Trey Hendrickson. Pretty good comparison, if I do say so myself. I think, let's be real, the Falcons, they need a lot of help, and he isn't going to be the one to change that. But if the defense gets going and they get some pieces on the offense, he could be good. So number 11, Lukas Van Ness out of Iowa. With the 12th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, because of the Houston Texans and the Browns with Deshaun Watson, the Houston Texans select Brian Brees, defensive tackle, Clemson. Now, I've seen this dude, I don't want to say monster, I'm going to think of another word. Just insane, to say the least. He is like a truck running at you, and he hits hard. 15 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks. He was a big part in Clemson being pretty good for the last few years. They were okay last year, but Texans, they need a lot of help. So if they can get Bryce Young and this guy, they could be heading in the right direction. I won't say they will, but they could. With the 13th pick in the NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers, yes, the Green Bay Packers, they swapped with the Jets. I assumed the Rodgers trade would be done by now. It is not at the time of recording. I don't know what's going on there. But the Green Bay Packers select wide receiver Zay Flowers out of Boston College. Simply put, we lost Alan Lazard. We lost Robert Tonyan. Jordan Love needs some weapons. He had 1,000 yards at Boston College, so that's pretty impressive. 12 yards a catch, and he had almost 80 catches. So I think this guy could help us, and yes, I am a Packers fan if you couldn't put that together, folks. Jordan Love needs some weapons. Let's go get Zay Flowers. With the 14th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select offensive tackle Peter Skoronski. Out of Northwestern. Real big boy. Compared to Rashawn Slater, I could see it, but the Patriots need some offensive line help. It's a big boy. I think he would help them, and there's really no stats on this guy besides him just protecting the quarterback, and he did that pretty well at Northwestern. So to the Patriots, Peter Skoronski, great offensive line, and he can help them, so that's why he's going to the Patriots at number 14. He could go earlier. With the 15th pick, almost dead smack in the middle. Almost, but there's 31. With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State. Again, another offensive tackle, so the stats aren't exactly there. He's a big boy. He protects the quarterback. And if they're going to get Aaron Rodgers, which at the time of recording, they have officially not gotten Rodgers yet. I think they'll bring him in to protect Rodgers. I think they'll give Rodgers whatever he wants. And yeah, I think he's going to the Jets, almost smack in the middle of the NFL Draft. With the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Anton Harrison, offensive tackle from my Oklahoma Sooners, baby. OU. We didn't have a great season last year, but that's my third offensive tackle in a row. They need help. I've said this a lot, but their offensive line was awful, to say the least. And like I said, they need a quarterback too. I think Taylor Heineke is good, but this could be the start. Big boy, will protect the quarterback. He's got light feet, and he's being compared to Andre Dillard. Good comparison, in my opinion. At 16, Anton Harrison going to the Commanders, baby. With the 17th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Devon Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. Now, I like this comparison to Jair Alexander from the Packers. 41 tackles, I was correct a little, 3 INTs. I think he could be good for that defense. Pittsburgh, for the season they had, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but their defense is up and coming. So this could be not the start, but we're getting there. So Devon Witherspoon to the Pittsburgh Steelers. With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions, yes, they are on the clock again, select Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon. I am going all in on defense for the Detroit Lions, folks, because quite frankly, they need it. Their defense is awful. 50 tackles, 4 INTs, passes broken up, 7. I don't want to give Detroit credit, but if they can pull this guy off, it would be a good pick. Because, Packers, Lions. They beat us twice last year and kept us from the playoffs. We won't get into that. He would be a good fit in Detroit, and like I said, they need a lot of help, and he could be the guy to really help them get along. With the 19th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the wounded Tampa Bay Buccaneers select a tight end. Yes, Dalton Kincaid out of Utah University. Shades of Dennis Pitta. Hopefully he can stay healthier. 890 yards, 8 touchdowns, 12 yards a catch, 70 catches. They need tight end help. They haven't exactly had the best tight end since Gronkowski left, and now Brady's gone, and it's going to be a downhill fall for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, unfortunately. But yeah, Dalton Kincaid, solid tight end going to the Tampa Bay Bucs. With the 20th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks, again, select O'Cyrus Torrence, guard out of Florida. Now, again, they could put the pieces together, folks, but they need that offensive line. Geno did get sacked a fair amount, but like I said, Seattle is on the way up, so they could be good. But O'Cyrus Torrence, Seattle. With the 21st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC. Now, I'm a big Justin Herbert guy, so the fact that Keenan Allen can't stay healthy and Mike Williams even can't stay healthy, it hurts. And the Chargers, man, they fell apart in that playoff game. So they need him desperately, in my opinion. So Addison to the Los Angeles Chargers. With the 22nd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Josh Downs, wide receiver in North Carolina. Now, I had this before Odell signed, but it doesn't matter. They need wide receivers. Odell isn't going to get it done, and if they want to keep Lamar around, they're going to go to get Josh Downs. Like I said, one wide receiver isn't going to keep Lamar happy, and Odell has injury problems. And yes, over 1,000 yards in North Carolina, almost 100 catches. He'll be good for the Baltimore Ravens, but they got to go get him. With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Minnesota Vikings, boo, select Joey Porter Jr., CB out of Penn State. Now, his comparison is his father, if his father played CB. That's funny. Not a lot of tackles, but that means he was doing his job right by not letting up yards. I think he would be a big help to that Minnesota defense, and Minnesota defense is pretty good. Their offense is a little, but he would bump them up to the next level. With the 24th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had a great season, select CB cornerback Deontay Banks. Now, if they want to compare and be with the big boys, they gotta get that defense up. Shades of Marshawn Lattimore, hopefully when he's not fighting Mike Evans. Had to make the joke. 38 tackles, another one. That means he's doing his job. Only one pick, yeah, but Jacksonville needs help on that defensive end, and they could be one of the big boys if they do it right. With the 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants, boo! I know I got some Giants fans on here. Select Nolan Smith. Now, simply put, the Giants had a great season. They're up and coming. It seems they finally got past all their problems. And Georgia defense, 18 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. He would be a major help. And again, any Georgia defensive player, just like Alabama, which we'll get to, is a major help for them. So Nolan Smith to the Giants. I hope you Giants fans are happy with that pick. With the 26th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys, boo! I know I got some Cowboys fans on here too. Select Brian Branch, 90 tackles, which is great. 2 INTs, but he would be a major help. And Alabama defensive players, there's a lot of good ones out there. Dallas, they finally won a playoff game, finally. And they're heading in the right direction, it seems, but they need just that little nudge in the right direction. With the 27th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills selected Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia. Now, the Buffalo Bills season was kind of a letdown towards the end. They barely got past Miami. They played horribly against Cincinnati. And Josh Allen was getting hit a lot and he even got hurt. So, this guy could help protect Josh Allen. Go get him, Buffalo. The 28th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals, who I just mentioned before, select edge rusher Myles Murphy out of Clemson. Now, Clemson's another school. They produce a lot of great defensive guys. 40 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and no INTs. Montez Sweat is his comparison. That is a good one. Bengals were right there, man. Right there. And some could say they even got messed with by the refs. But they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Joey B, all those guys, they will be back. And this guy could be a big help. With the 29th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Will McDonald IV out of Iowa. He is an edge rusher. Shades of Bruce Irvin, good comparison. 36 tackles, 7.5 sacks, and 7 tackles for loss. Pretty good numbers. Saints, they were not good, and I don't see them being good for a while, quite frankly. I almost had them taking a quarterback. Almost. But with Derek Carr Gladly I didn't, so that would have been a bad pick. But let's see. I like Derek Carr a lot. Let's hope they can put that together. With the 30th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, we have the Eagles selecting a running back, the first one off the board. Bijan Robinson, running back out of Texas. Now, he could go earlier, but I have him going 30 to the Eagles. They lost Miles Sanders. They need a running back. 1,500 yards, 6 yards a carry compared to Edgerrin James. And honestly, I think this guy would be a great fit in Philly. 220 pounds, junior, 258 attempts rushing. He could be the next big thing in the NFL. I would like to see what this kid does, but 30, second to last pick to the Eagles. And with the final pick, the 31st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the defending Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl champs select, forgive me here, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. I hope I got that. 46 tackles, 11 of them came for a loss, 8.5 sacks. I almost had the Chiefs taking a wide receiver here, but I think they're going to go for defense. Mahomes does it with whatever he's got. And yes, that is my mock draft for the 2023 NFL Draft. Thank you for joining me. This was a wild one to do. Thank you to Ryan for editing this. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And boy, let me know what you guys think of my mock draft. And until next time, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.